So, pedicabs. This is the epicenter for pedicab activity in New York City. The Theater District and Central Park are two of the most heavily targeted areas for pedicabs, which puts the West 50s right in the bullseye, especially since pedicabs can take passengers into Central Park, but they cannot accept hails inside. Up until very recently, pedicabs were completely unlicensed and unregulated businesses operating on our city streets. It was the Wild West out there, and I'm not sure that we have seen too much change. In 2007, the City Council passed sweeping regulations, which I co-sponsored, and which included a cap on the overall number of pedicabs that were allowed out on the streets. Unfortunately, setting a cap was ruled unconstitutional in court. So the council went back to the drawing board, and I was the lead sponsor of new regulations which the council approved exactly 1 year ago today, and which went into effect last November. The two sets of laws that we passed covered major areas of licensing and operation. I won't get into every element here, but they included that the pedicabs must have seatbelts, headlights, taillights, turn signals. They must go through a safety inspection in order to get a license. And the license, which is an orange sticker, must be displayed on the front forks of the cab. Fare information needs to be displayed on the cab. Pedicab drivers must be licensed with the city and must receive training from pedicab owners. And in order to keep pedicab owners invested in what happens out on the streets, the drivers are required by law to report any summons or notice of violation they receive while operating the cab. Now, despite all of this, there are a lot of things happening out there that just don't look or feel quite right, in my opinion, and I know in many of your opinions. Despite that, some of them are within the law, some of them are not. There's the clustering issue of pedicabs, parking on the street, parking on the sidewalk, pedicab drivers sitting in no standing zones. In fact, somebody brought in this image for me tonight, which I will share with our panel, which is, I don't know if there's such a thing as a no sleeping zone, but this is a gentleman taking a nap. So what we know for sure is that we're seeing a surge of pedicabs, and we need to sort out what is a violation and what is not. And this may lead us to exploring additional regulations and for additional oversight for the existing law.